The heroic origins and really quite honestly violent adventures of Blackbird and Whitebird. Blackbird was born like any other blackbird, the normal way. His mum and dad, Blackbird and Blackbird, mated and laid 3 eggs containing him, his brother Blackbird, and his sister Blackbird. When a blackbird is born, the parents have to register it as King Blackbird. The only hexadecimal number King Blackbird and all the other blackbirds had memorized was 0000000, which was their sacred number granted to them by the god of blackbirds, Blackbird. When our hero was born, for no reason he punched King Blackbird in the nose and sent him to Mars. Blackbird was a savage and so roundhouse kicked everyone else in Blackbird Nest, killing them. This was a mistake, however, as Blackbird had kicked the sides of the nest, causing it to start to fall. His parents, I lied when I said everyone was dead, but to be honest, he was trying to kill them too, he just missed, started building a spacecraft, which was unnecessary as he could already fly. They knew it and they could have just flown off. In order for Blackbird to escape, wasting time, Blackbird karate chopped them promptly and flew off. Karma struck, however, and a pink flash blindsided him, knocking him to the ground, where a spider bit him, giving him the ability to lay spider eggs. He would never use this frankly useless superpower. Some ornithologists found him 5 minutes later and took him to the Bird and Thylacine Sanctuary to prove they had real birds rather than just paper cutouts of birds with squawks provided by the overworked and underpaid janitor. There was just no budget to have any real birds or thylacines, especially considering the fees required to stop the thylacine from becoming extinct in the 1930s. The ornithologists, who were called Alan and Nate, decided to rename Blackbird to Eric Blackbird, and they put him in a cage with only a rubber duck named John for company. Meanwhile, 33.9 million miles away, a voice laughed. 5 hours later. The headline on all the news channels was something like Bird kills everyone in Blooded Bird Sanctuary, or Blackbird named Eric roundhouse kicks everyone in zoo bar one. He meant to get the last person too, but he just didn't see him. He changed his name to Eric from Eric Blackbird to just Blackbird, as it was easier to remember. Sadly for the news reporters, Blackbird had seen the news reports on him and got angry that they used a stock image of a blackbird rather than the real thing. He immediately flew to the scene, interrupting the report by flying into the background and punching everyone in the room to the Earth's core. As he attacked the microphone, he randomly developed the ability to speak English in a Batman-like voice. And I'm not going to do the Batman-like voice, by the way, because my voice does not work. It's the most boring voice in the world. Greetings, folks. These wannabes aren't doing the talking today. My fists are. And that's the best kind, Blackbird crowed, excited at his ability to talk. Then Blackbird flew home, or rather he selected a house he liked the look of and sent the owners packing. It so happened that one of the former owners liked DIY and baseball. So Blackbird claimed his baseball bat and built a flamethrower in 5 minutes, out of nothing but an exhaust pipe, a pillow, and a few gears. There's so many ways to attack stuff, he squawked excitedly. However, the police had been following him and showed up to arrest him. Blackbird decided to play along as he could attack more people inside the prison cell. Some say I'm in jail with you, but everyone knows that's not true. You're in jail with me, he hollered, as he used his mad bat skills on everyone there, before trying to fly home, before he was transported to a battlefield by a pink flash. Blackbird tried to kick his kidnapper in the left kneecap, but he failed as they were too fast and didn't have kneecaps. I am Whitebird, and I shall fight you for the sake of Earth's future, shouted Whitebird. You're on, screamed Blackbird, who, in case it wasn't obvious to you, was always ready for a fight. Now here it must be said that the reason for the pink flash was because Whitebird, despite the name, was actually pink and a flamingo. She just happened to be colourblind, and thus assumed she was a white bird, despite Brad, the cool flamingo, letting her know otherwise. She didn't actually like fighting, but challenged Blackbird anyway. She got mad skills and the ability to talk, after having been fed a radioactive shrimp by the name of Anthony. Whitebird tried to bow honourably in respect for her opponent, but that was a stupid mistake, as Blackbird was already attacking, saying, "Honours for losers, fighting is where it's at." Surprisingly, she stood her ground and flung him off, using a paintball gun to soak Blackbird's eyes before giving him a kick in the nose and biting his left wing. Blackbird was unfazed and created a giant fireball with his flamethrower before smacking it with his tennis racket. Whitebird dodged and the two flew into space, where Blackbird grabbed Whitebird and attempted a pile driver at supersonic speed. Whitebird jabbed him in the eye, then Blackbird threw the moon at Whitebird, giving her a mild headache. "You're ready," Whitebird said, panting after the exertion. "For what? Fighting? I'm always ready," Blackbird boomed. "For we meet again, Blackbird," shouted King Blackbird, having returned with the ability to talk and a massive robot that for some reason he had the resources to build. "That," Whitebird finished. "I heard that King Blackbird intended to replace everyone on Earth with blackbirds, turn it into a nuclear wasteland, and increase prices at supermarkets by £1. I needed to find someone with the skills to take him on." King Blackbird started a dramatic monologue explaining his motives, but Blackbird had no patience for this and kicked him to Jupiter. "Wow," Whitebird marvelled, obviously impressed by the dashing Blackbird. "That was only 1/centillionth of my power," boasted Blackbird. "I'll say," responded Whitebird. "Look, you're a very handsome bird, and I'm very attracted to strong men. Why don't we settle down together and maybe have some chicks? You can name 'em." "Normally I'd say no, but you do have mad skills." "I'd use slightly more than 1/centillionth of my power against you. I live on 616 Boxer Street, by the way," admitted Blackbird. Over time, Blackbird did not give up his habit of fighting, and they had 3 children called Jackie, Bruce, and Chuck. The end. Author's note: this is the world's best, most realistic story in the world.